All right. Good evening, USFFL. We're ready for a live cast. Let me go ahead and get this thing spammed out to the masses, if you don't mind. USFFL broadcast, Week 18 games. All right. So we seem to have that going now. And let's get back to the screen. So you're not seeing me. Nobody wants to see me. That's not why we're here. And let me just double check, make sure I'm added to the stream. Looks like I'm off mute. You're looking at full screen. I think we're good. Let's bring up some football. We have an injury already, Nasir Adderley. So you are looking live at Las Vegas, hosting the Los Angeles Chargers in a final week division contest. A lot to talk about in this one. We got a total of 3 games tonight. Raiders with the ball first, and on 2nd and 2, a run up the middle. Kenyon Drake for 5 yards and a 1st and 10. Raiders at their own 38, first possession of the game. Raiders are facing an elimination game. If they lose this game, they are 100% eliminated. If they win this game, I don't believe it's an automatic clinch, but their odds of making the playoffs are exceptional as a wild card team if they win this game. On 1st and 10, here's a pitch out to Josh Jacobs, and that's a pickup of 15 on the defensive card of the Chargers. Definitely one of the good run defenses. 2 through 10 to get that 15-yard run, and Jacobs got it. 1st and 10 across midfield now at the 47-yard line of the Chargers. Chargers come into this game with a 12-4 record, and they looking to clinch the number 1 seed in the AFC playoffs with a victory in this game tonight. Here's a short pass to Darren Waller. That's a 15-yard pickup. Chargers defense gets run on that play. Coach Paul Conte was throwing short. That's a 1st down now into field goal range at the 32-yard line of Los Angeles. Opening drive of the game here, AFC West tilt. Raiders coming out in a 2 tight end, and they're going to throw short. Hunter Renfrow. Defense is guessing run, and it's incomplete. There is a penalty and intentional grounding. So not only did the Chargers defense force the incompletion, it wouldn't have mattered. Intentional grounding on the Raiders quarterback makes it 2nd and 20. There's also an injury on the play, or so it says. Somebody is out for the game, it says, although without listing the name. We'll look at that here in a second. Should be on the defense. I think we saw Nasir Adderley get hurt earlier. 2nd and 20 at the 42. Linval Joseph and Nasir Adderley are both out for this game. Coach Paul Conte at the helm for the Las Vegas Raiders, and Anthony Tangora coaching the Los Angeles Chargers. And on 2nd and 20, here's a sack. An attempted short pass, but Joey Bosa gets through. And that's going to make it 3rd and 23. At the 45-yard line. So at a minimum, you would think Anthony's going to be looking at getting into field goal range, although what I recall of his kicking is that it's not so great. 4 wide receiver spread formation for the Raiders here. You got a miracle range just out to the 37, but a reasonable range if you can get to the 32. So he's looking really for a, 12-yard pass to get into that range, or you're looking for variable help. Actually, a 13-yard pass. David Carr for the Raiders in shotgun formation. Raiders leading the AFC and actually, I think the entire league in passing offense. Paul Conte getting it done through the air. Chargers out of the nickel. They're going deep and incomplete. 2 men in the zone. And it went to the defensive card. And so Chargers tried to get the conversion. They're going to punt from the 45. So that's going to be a coffin. Ooh, and it's a terrible punt. Shanked it. Just a 10-yard punt on double sixes. Special teams fail there for the Chargers and the Raiders, who were expecting to get pinned deep there. We'll start this second possession of the game for them at the 41-yard line. Or I should say the Chargers at the 41-yard line. Here's a pitch out to Austin Eckler and a 6-yard pickup. Beating defensive end Yannick Ngakoue, who's a more of a blitz specialist than a run stopper. Shows up there on first down. 2nd and 4 Los Angeles. At their 47. Defense guesses run, short pass, and incomplete. Justin Herbert finds a fail number on his card on wrong. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 4. First possession of the game here for the Chargers. Two tight end formation, Raiders in a 4-3 set. Defense guesses pass, but it's a pitch out to Austin Eckler, and that's going to be an 8-yard pickup. Offensive tackle makes the block. Rashawn Slater. 4 on the white die made that an easy one. And it's 1st and 10. Now across midfield at the Vegas 45-yard line. Here's a first down screen to Austin Eckler. Linebacker is in the zone. Short gain on Herbert's card. Gets the roll, and it's a 15-yard pickup down to the 30-yard line for the Chargers. 1st and 10. First completion of the day for Justin Herbert. Here's a deep ball on first down. Keenan Allen, and that's going to be incomplete. And a penalty, it's holding against the offense. The play roll was actually an interception split roll on the defensive card on that deep ball. Missed the interception. The offense called for holding. And so 1st and 20 now for the Chargers at the 40-yard line of Las Vegas. And on 1st and 20, a little quick out to the tight end, Jared Cook, and complete. Jared Cook went to his card on receiver on the right column. He's got some numbers there, but didn't get the dice. And it's 2nd and 20. There's the AFC West standings. You can see Raiders at 7-9. They own the tiebreak over the Broncos. So if they can get to 8-9, they will vault past the Broncos in most tiebreak. So that's what they're thinking. And if you're the Broncos, you're thinking the Raiders is definitely who I need to lose. Short pass, complete. That's going to be a 12-yard completion. Call on the Chargers. Back them up yet again. Chargers struggling through some penalty woes this year. Excuse me. I have a couple holding calls on this drive, and it's now 2nd and 30 at midfield. Staying in the two tight end formation here. Eckler's the tailback. It's going to be a screen to Eckler. And we've got a receiver result 6-yard pickup on that one. Not the best break for the Chargers there in that it went to the defensive card, 0 men in zone. So when it gets to receiver at that point, you usually aren't getting your best possibility. And you never needed it more. That 6-yard gain just to set up a 3rd down and 24. I had looked at the wrong kicker earlier. Confused on the opening drive. Apologies. We are now with the Chargers on offense. So the long kick range, not that good. He's really needing to get down close to the 32. So he needs about 12 yards to get to a field goal range, 24 for a 1st down. 2 tight end formation. Paul Conte has his defense operating out of the dime. So a couple safeties on the field here for the Raiders. Here's an end run to Justin Herbert. Defense gets pass, goes to his card, and a pickup of 7. So not as much as Anthony was hoping for. 4th and 17 is a 37. And that's exactly what you need to stay in range. So a variable could kick you out of range. And even from there, this is a kick that is a 2 through 4, I believe, if I remember. He is going to go for the kick, though. 4th and 17. We'll see if, maybe if he gets a variable +5. I don't think so, though. Here comes the 54-yarder from Dustin Hopkins, and it is no good. Variable actually kicked him out of range. The roll never happened. So a missed field goal on the Chargers' first drive. And with 7:12 to go here in the first quarter, still scoreless. Raiders taking over with their second drive. They'll open at their 44-yard line. Neither offense too terribly effective there. A couple first downs, but no points. Jacobs is the tailback. 2 tight end formation for the Raiders. There's an off-tackle run, 5-yard pickup, although there's a penalty, and back them up 5 yards. Raiders with a pre-snap penalty, 1st and 15 now at their own 39. I'll go ahead and take a look, see who won the earlier matchup this year. I'm almost certain it was the Chargers. And indeed it was. First matchup was won 41-23 by these Chargers. And on 1st and 15, Raiders going to operate out of a shotgun. They're throwing a button hook over the middle of the tailback. Kenyon Drake with a yak opportunity. He's going to get 7 yards. So gets back the penalty yardage a little more. It's 2nd down and 8. Vegas from their 46. Several teams keeping an eye on this game. Really all the 8 remaining Anders, with the exception of possibly the Ravens and Jaguars, who already know their spot as the 4th and 5th seeds in the AFC playoffs, respectively, this year. And they will meet in the wild card round in Baltimore. 2nd and 8, here's a sideline pass. Henry Ruggs has it, 1st down yardage. pickup of 10. Raiders now across midfield into Los Angeles territory. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Chargers, that we referenced earlier, really a challenging defense to play. Anthony's in line to get the 1 seed with a clinch, with a win in this game. But you look at that defense and you wonder sometimes how it's possible. 5-yard pickup there on 1st down. Josh Jacobs running off tackle, sets up a 2nd and 5. There's an injury on the play to John Simpson. Raiders staying in their 2 tight end formation. As we were alluding to earlier, all zeros across the defensive front. 3 down linemen, Chargers. Here's an inside run, loss of a yard. Makes it a 3rd down and 6. That was a good call by the defense. Anthony Tangora with a run defense call. And that sets up a 3rd and 6 and an opportunity for the Chargers to make a stop. Although you'd have to wonder if the Raiders would go for it. It depends on the yardage. On this 3rd and 6 play, Raiders are going to come out with 3 wide receivers. Carr's out of the shotgun. Kenyon Drake now substitutes in for Josh Jacob. Tangora has his Chargers in the nickel defense. Defense guesses pass. It is short pass. It's complete. Darren Waller over the middle. 11-yard pass. That went to the defensive card. And even with 4 men in the zone, Carr finds the sweet spot, gets the 1st down completion. 2nd reception on the game for Waller. Carr now 4 of 5 in the game. And the Raiders, 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line of Los Angeles. Still scoreless here. First quarter action. Final week of the regular season. Here's a slant to Darren Waller. He's doubled up this time, and he's going to go ahead and break away. Flushed out of the pocket, looking for another receiver. It's Josh Jacobs out of the backfield. 1st down and more. A 13-yard reception into the red zone. That hit 0 men in zone, and Josh Jacobs took advantage. Raiders are on the march here. 1st and 10 at the Chargers' 16-yard line. They'll stay in the 2 tight end formation. Ruggs and Renfro split out wide. Three, 4 here from the Chargers. So they're going to keep that extra linebacker in here. And off tackle, just a gain of 1. Went to the defensive card, and Chargers had linebacker up in the zone. Kept it just a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9. Raiders coming up to the line of scrimmage in a pass set here. Shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers split out. Brian Edwards is in the slot. Drake is back in at tailback. And that action is going to go ahead and get the nickel defense out for the Chargers here on 2nd and 9. At the 15-yard line of the Chargers. Here's a screen. Linebacker in zone, and it's going to be a pickup of 4 yards, making it 3rd and 5 at the 11. So Interesting position here at the 11. Keeps the flat pass open as well. That'll impact, I imagine, both formation choices. Raiders going to come out in the pass set. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. He's in the shotgun. Drake is the tailback. So same formation. And nickel again by the Chargers. Through a 3 wide receiver set makes the running game a little more of a deterrent. But you never know. That may be exactly what Paul Conte wants the Chargers to think. Big play here in the first quarter. Scoreless right now. 3rd and 5. Raiders at the 11-yard line of the Chargers. Big 3rd down call coming up here. And it's a square in over the middle to Henry Ruggs. Man is in the zone, and it's going to be a pick of a 3. Not quite enough for a first down, so an interesting decision here for Paul Conte. Now 4th and 2 at the 8-yard line of the Chargers. And he's going to go for the field goal. I thought he might go for it, but Paul Conte wants the points. Derek Carr for 8 in the game, and he has worked the Raiders down into the side of the 10-yard line. There's a good field goal from 25 yards. There is a penalty, and it is a holding call against the Raiders. So wipe the points off. Chargers take the penalty, setting up again now from the 18-yard line. So a 35-yard field goal attempt by Daniel Carr, and that one is true as well. And so, with just over 1 minute left here in the first quarter, the Las Vegas Raiders draw first blood at home, and they are leading the Chargers 3-0. Ensuing kickoff taken at the 1, and it's out to the 24-yard line, and the Chargers will take over there. Let's take a look. There are other games we want to keep an eye on. There it is. We want to keep an eye on this Miami game as well. So I'm going to come back to that in a second. First play of the drive here for the Chargers is an off-tackle run and a pickup of 6 yards by Austin Ekeler as he beats the defensive tackle with a 5 on the white die on the defensive card. Tack on 15 yards for a personal foul as the penalty brigade keeps happening for the Chargers. And just like that, all the way out to the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 there for the Raiders. And now a screen pass to Austin Ekeler as well. 5 yards. Out to the midfield stripe at the 50-yard line. That is the end of the first quarter here in Vegas. Your score, Raiders 3, Chargers nothing. Chargers with the ball at midfield as we open the second quarter. And on 2nd and 5. Defense is guessing run, but Anthony's thinking deep ball to Keenan Allen, and he's got himself a completion. 29 yards on Herbert's card. Matter of fact, that 29 would have been good, right, wrong, and double teamed. Keenan Allen with his first catch, and the Raiders, or Chargers, are now 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line of Vegas. And here's a square out. Mike Williams is the target. And he's got it. Completion of 9 yards. Makes it a 2nd and 1 at the 12-yard line. So very quickly, Chargers have moved into the red zone and are knocking on the door. And on 2nd and 1 at the 12, everything's open here. Raiders will stay in the 4-3 defense. 2 tight ends here for the Chargers. Defense guesses run, but it's a little square in to Keenan Allen and a pickup of 8. Down to the 4-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal there for the Chargers. And Anthony's bringing up his offense in a full house formation, as he often does when he gets close. Eckler and Jackson are the tailbacks in that formation. Defense guesses run, but he's passing. Herbert over the middle to Jared Cook. He's got it. Touchdown, Chargers. And with 13 and a half minutes to go here in the second quarter, the Chargers are the first ones into the end zone as they take a 6-3 lead, extra point pending. Lining up the kick is Dustin Hopkins, and he shanks it. There's a penalty and roughing the kicker. So, boy, the Chargers have a bad extra point opportunities. 10 and 11 are both bad. He rolled the 10 and missed it, but Raiders do him a favor and bail him out with a penalty. Chargers going to get another extra point attempt, and this time they're going to go for it. They're going to go for 2 because the yardage now, keeping them just 1 yard away, cuts the risk. So the penalty not only saves the Chargers a missed field goal, but now they're looking at putting on a 2-point conversion. Right back to the full house formation. We'll see if Paul Conte wants to get run on defense again. He does. The guesses run defensively. It's a sneak. Herbert can't get there. And so the momentum changed a couple times there, and in the net ending, it's a 6-3 game. Let's go ahead and let's see if we can't figure out what's going on elsewhere in USFFL action. We'll try to do 2 at a time, provided that we don't get too much of the technical glitchery that tends to accompany running with multiple games. We do have a lot going on tonight. I'd like to keep an eye on all of it if possible. And you are looking live now in Miami, where the Miami Dolphins are hosting the New England Patriots, tied 3-3 as well in late first quarter. 2:24 to go. Dolphins with the ball at their own 22. Dolphins come into this game 6-9-1. 3 games under 500, and yet amazingly, if they win this game, as of right now, they're still alive. Assuming the Raiders lose in the alternate game we're keeping our eye on right now. Patriots, on the other hand, they're also watching the other game as they're fighting for the number 1 seed, and what they're looking for is for the Chargers to lose tonight in our alternate game so that they can win this one and take over the 1 seed. So these are 2 games that are good to sort of keep an eye on concurrently as they sort of relate to one another. And in the nightcap, we will be having the Steelers trying to play their way into the postseason in a battle against the Ravens, who have already won that division. So that sort of lays out the landscape for us tonight. And we'll kind of peek in on this one here for a second. Let's see how we got here. I can see already that Tua Tagovailoa is struggling. I'm so sorry. 4 for 11 so far. Not surprising against the Patriots defense. J.C. Jackson injured for this game, but will be back for the playoffs. For the Patriots, Mike Gesicki missing this game for the Dolphins. It's a 3rd down play here for Miami, 3rd and 10 at their own 22. Back to passes. Tua, he's looking over the middle, short pass. Jalen Waddle incomplete. Couldn't find him. Tua keeps struggling, and the Dolphins are going to punt from their 22. "46-yard punt. Fielded at the 32, and a nice return. Gunnar Olszewski for 24 yards. Nightmares I have about Gunnar. I think he took one back on me last year or the year before. And that return has taken the Patriots across midfield, and they'll start this drive at the Miami 44-yard line. 1st and 10. Chargers, or I should say the Raiders, with the ball in their territory. Still trailing 6-3 in that one. 12 minutes left in the second quarter. There's a 10-yard pass from Mac Jones to Ramondre Stevenson. As the Patriots now in field goal range at the Miami 34, 1st and 10. Here's another pass on first down, sideline out to Jacoby Myers. Mac Jones sets up a yak opportunity, and Myers, pretty good, 7-yard pickup, sets up a 2nd and 3. Ramondre Stevenson, the tailback, in a blocking back set. Dolphins in a 3-4. Defense gets his run, but it's a little button hook pass and incomplete. Dolphins left 2 men in the zone defensively, and that was the difference. As despite the run call, they get the stop, and that sets up a 3rd down and 3 here at the 27 of Miami. Patriots with a big 3rd down opportunity here offensively. At the end of the first quarter, we go now to the second quarter here in Miami as they fight for their playoff lives. Tied 3-3 at home with the New England Patriots. Here's a short pass to Kendrick Bourne and incomplete. Mac Jones found a vacant spot with 3 men on the defensive card, and that's going to force a field goal attempt here by Nick Folk from 44 yards. It is good. 2 through 10, and he nailed that one. So 6-3, the Patriots now take the lead. Early second quarter here in Miami. Ensuing kickoff, there's an illegal block by Miami, and that's going to put them deep in their own territory, 1st and 10 at their own 12. So Dolphins trail by 3, and they now have possession. Switching over now to the AFC West game. 6-3 here as well. Chargers on top, Vegas with the ball. Across midfield into Chargers territory. 2nd and 10. Vegas at the 39-yard line. Derek Carr in the shotgun. Here's a square out to the right side. Linebacker is in zone. And Derek Carr with a possible interception. He misses that roll. There is a penalty, and it's a personal foul against the Chargers as they continue to stack up penalties. This one's a big one. As instead of a 3rd and 10, that penalty makes it 1st and 10 all the way down to the 24-yard line of the Chargers. Big penalty. 2 tight end formation now for the Raiders. Still in the first half. Guess that's just 3 penalties, 35 yards for the Chargers, 5 and 48 yards for Vegas. So they've actually had it worse, even though the penalties I have actually witnessed have seemed to be on the Chargers side. 1st and 10. Here's a short pass. Hunter Renfrow, he's got it. Carr to Renfrow for 11. That's another 1st down, now at the 13-yard line. Derek Carr looking good in this game. I believe he is 13 of 14. No, Carr is 11 of 13 for 99 yards. Two tight end formation for the Raiders. Defense gets his pass, but it's a run. Up the middle, Josh Jacobs for 6. So a good first down run for Paul Conti and the Raiders. Second and 4. Raiders inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. That frees up those linebackers, puts them on the line of scrimmage. Raiders staying in the 2 tight end. They don't have the best run blocking, but you think, they might run still on 2nd and 4. Especially with all those zeros up front for the Chargers defense. Here's a short pass. Darren Waller, incomplete. Derek Carr on his own card found an incompletion, and that makes it 3rd down and 4. And there's an injury here as well, and it is actually to Darren Waller. So a significant injury to boot. Let's see out for before this big 3rd down play. Darren Waller is injured for so effectively that is another 9 minutes and 18 seconds, as that's what is remaining here. So Waller off the field. Vegas down by 3. Big 3rd down coming here. Vegas is 3rd and 4 at the 7-yard line of the Chargers. 3 wide receivers are split out. Brian Edwards is in the slot. Derek Carr in the shotgun. It's Jacobs beside him in the backfield. Nickel defense here by Anthony Tangora and the Chargers. I would expect a pass here on 3rd and 4 at the 7. Field goal would tie this game up, but Coach Paul Conti looking for more. Let's see what the call is. And we have a timeout from the defense. So Anthony Tangora burns a timeout. Saw something he didn't like. Not sure if that was the formation or what. We'll reset. Raiders come back out again with the very same 3 wide receiver formation with a halfback. Jacobs is that halfback. Carr in the shotgun again. Here we go. It's a nickel again from the Chargers, but this time the safety's up. Chargers are showing blitz. So that appears to be the difference in what he burned that timeout for, unless I'm mistaken. So he's added the safety blitz to the equation. We'll see what that does for the coach of the Raiders as he gets his offense out here. And it's a key on Josh Jacobs, but a short pass. Foster Moreau, incomplete. Big incompletion there. Nice break for the Chargers defense as they've read it wrong completely. Short pass wrong on Derek Carr. 1 through all the way through 8. It's complete unless you hit a 6. That's what he hit. So just a gaping hole there, and it's going to be on 4th and 4, a field goal attempt. And Carlson drills it. So a bad break forces the Raiders to settle for a field goal. They tie the game up at 6 with 8:42 to go here in Vegas. And here's a long gain on the kick return. Taken out from the 2-yard line. Only a 32-yard return. So the Chargers had the long gain kick return, had that on the visitors chart, and then got a 7 on the roll. So what could have been a lot of excitement there ended up just being 1st and 10 at the 34 for the Chargers. 6-6 tie game. Chargers will take over there. Let's go peek in and see what's going on over in Miami. 6-3 by the Patriots. Patriots with possession of the ball. 3rd and 1 at their own 20. So big 3rd down coming up here for the Patriots. There have been no 3rd down conversions in the game so far. Patriots are 0 for 3 on 3rd down so far. The Dolphins are 0 for 5. So after 8 tries, Let's see if somebody can convert a third down here. Damian Harris is the tailback for the Patriots. Blocking back formation, 3-4 presented by the Dolphins. And it's going to be a run up the middle. There's two linebackers there, but they called pass defensively. Damian Harris goes to the defensive card, but he still picks up the 3 yards. Even with two linebackers there, got +3 as the right guard, Shaq Mason, makes that block, besting that 5 on the white die. The best lineman for the Patriots plows the road for a big first down. Patriots 1st and 10 at the 23 now. Third down conversion of the game there. Chargers now facing a third down, 3rd and 5 at their own 39. 6-6 tie in that game. Two tight end formation for the Chargers. That seems to be the standard formation for these two teams. Seen a lot of two tight end formation in this matchup. Big 3rd and 5 coming up here. Chargers are 1 for 2 on third downs so far. Defense gets his pass. It's a pitch out. There goes Austin Ekeler trying to get to the edge, and he's got himself a first down. 6-yard pickup on the run for him, Austin Ekeler. And that's going to make it 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. Austin Ekeler, 6 carries for 31 yards on the game. There's a quick slant over the middle to Donald Parham, and that's going to be a pickup of 8. 2nd down and 2. Nice pickup on 1st down for the Chargers. Got the defense guessing run. And Herbert on his card. Made it look easy, so very manageable 2nd and 2. Now 6 minutes left before halftime here in a 6-6 tie between the Chargers and Raiders. And on 2nd and 2, it's a run call by the defense, but a button hook over the middle to Justin Jackson out of the backfield. And Herbert gets his card again and a yak opportunity. And there goes Justin Jackson. He is loose, and we've got to see how far Justin Jackson can go inside the 30 and down to the 23. Just a gain of 25 yards for Justin Jackson. And that actually reads as a +65 and a touchdown on the card. So Justin Jackson had that cut short by his longest catch. But a big play nonetheless, and a first down for the Chargers as they are now at the 22-yard line of Vegas, 1st and 10. Right back to Justin Jackson, a run up the middle. Yard pickup on the defensive card. 2nd and 4 as the Chargers have now marched into the red zone in a 6-6 tie. Looking to take the lead here. Less than 5 minutes to go before halftime. And we have an interception in the other game. Tua Tagovailoa, it appears, has thrown this interception. Indeed, he has. And the Patriots, leading 6-3, take over at their own 36. 7:12 left to go in the first half of that game. There's a personal foul by the Chargers. I'm sorry, by the Raiders. And that makes it a 1st and goal at the 6 for the Chargers. Full house formation. Eckler and Jackson are the tailbacks. Defense guesses run. Short pass. Herbert to the end zone. Touchdown, Mike Williams. Justin Herbert gets the touchdown to put the Chargers on top. Dustin Hopkins is on to try the extra point, and he makes this one. And with 4:12 to go here before halftime, Chargers have taken a 7-point lead, 13-6 over the Las Vegas Raiders, sorry. Back in the AFC East, it is the Patriots now in the red zone. They're up 6-3, looking to add on that, maybe even get a 2-score lead. 1st and 10 at the 13 for the Patriots. Damian Harris is the tailback in a blocking back formation. Harris had a 26-yard run on the previous play, and he's got 5 more here. As a 6 on the white die will beat the defensive tackle. 2nd and 5 at the 8-yard line, as the Dolphins now will have their linebackers up on that defensive line. Damian Harris still in the game here at tailback. There's a short pass to Jonnu Smith, incomplete. Defense guessed run, so it was an opportunity on wrong, and Mac Jones on his card found a hole. And so coming up here, 3rd and 5 at the 8-yard line. Of chance for the Patriots to extend to a 2-score lead. Chance for the Dolphins to make a stop here and keep it to just a 6-point game. 3 wide receivers split out. Shotgun for Mac Jones. Damian Harris is the tailback. Nickel shown here by Miami on this 3rd and 5. Waiting for the 3rd down call by Coach Dennis Young. And it's an inside run and a pickup of just 1 yard, as the left guard could not make the block. So 5 on the white die. That worked earlier for right guard Shaq Mason, but didn't work here for guard Ted Karras. So the 1 yard results in a field goal attempt, which is up and good. The chippy is made. Nick Folk. And with 3:54 to go here in the first half, the Patriots, with another field goal, have extended to a 9-3 lead in Miami. Again, a Patriots win and a Chargers loss would combine to put the Patriots in the number 1 seed for the AFC playoffs. Now back in Vegas. Raiders with the ball. They trail 13-6. 2:24 to go here in the first half. Raiders have a 2nd and 5 at their own 33. And a tough break for the Raiders. Henry Ruggs was just injured on the last play for 5 games. Ruggs is done. So even if they make the playoffs, we won't see Ruggs again. Again, 2nd and 5. Raiders at their own 33. 2:24 to go before halftime. Raiders with all 3 timeouts. So plenty of time. Full playbook is open. They've got 3 wide receivers out on the field. Jacobs is your tailback. They're not on the shotgun. Nickel defense coming out here for the Chargers. There's a quick out to Foster Moreau, and that's going to be a 1-yard loss. Moreau, with a unfortunate completion on his card, sets up a 3rd down and 6 at the 34-yard line. This will be the final play before the 2-minute warning. So big third down coming up here for Vegas as they trail by 7 and surely don't want to turn the ball back over at the 2-minute warning for the Chargers to try to build to a 2-score lead. Wow, 11 of 13 for Justin Herbert and 15 of 19 for Derek Carr. These quarterbacks combining to be over 80% on completions. Vegas is 2 for 5 on third down so far. Here. They are in the shotgun this time. Jacobs is still the tailback. 3 wide receivers. Short pass, Zay Jones. He is double teamed. Carr completes it anyway. But a holding penalty. So an unfortunate turn of events as penalties continue to dot the landscape in this matchup. A first down completion into field goal range, taken off the board. And suddenly the Raiders are backed up at a 3rd and 16 at the 44-yard line of Los Angeles. I believe the Raiders kicker, place kicker I'm talking about now, has real good range. We'll get to that in a second here. And on this 3rd and 16, they're going to spread out 3 wide receivers again here for Vegas. Carr out of the shotgun. Nickel here by the Chargers. Chargers were very aggressive on a 3rd and long, throwing deep earlier in the game. We'll see if Coach Paul Conte wants to take the same tact here. He's going short to Brian Edwards, and he's double teamed. And that's a big difference because it's defender X or 15. I'd have to check the defender, but that might have been complete. But it wasn't here because of the double team. Back-to-back successful double teams by Coach Tangora is going to force a Vegas punt. And they're going to cough and corner it. And it didn't matter. It went into the end zone. And so with 5 to go here before halftime, the Chargers have taken over possession of the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 20. They have 2 timeouts remaining. They're already up by 7. Going to look to add to that before we get to halftime. The second half kickoff also will come to the Chargers. So the Chargers up by 7, looking to score here and maybe do it after the intermission. They're going to come out with 3 wide receivers. Shotgun formation. 4-2-5 defense shown here by Paul Conte. So that opens up the middle zone to be undefended without pulling the safety up. So that allows Anthony to choose if he wants to maybe tackle the look in or the long. But he does neither. He goes sideline to Mike Williams, and a good roll, picks up 8 yards, and he gets out of bounds too. 2nd and 2, 1:37 to go. That was 6 on the white die, making it 0 men on the defensive card. So 2nd and 2 now at the 28-yard line. Looks like the Dolphins have picked up a field goal in that one. They now trail 9-6. Patriots have the ball. 2nd and 10 at their own 40, 1:22 to go. So these 2 games running similar patterns. And on 2nd and 2, here's a screen pass. Man in zone. Mike Williams the target again. And it's going to be incomplete. The result was receiver on wrong, and that's dangerous for Mike Williams. But a bad roll and a big break for the Raiders. And that sets up 3rd and 2 for the Chargers at their own 28. Damian Harris for the Patriots in that game in Miami, 11 carries, 73 yards. Good first half. On 3rd and 2, the Chargers are going to stay in a spread formation, 3 wide receivers. Shotgun. Eckler's the tailback. 4-2-5 again, brought out here by Paul Conte. Last time, Paul Conte bailed on the deep zone to cover the middle, the look in. We'll see what he does here. He does it again here, and it's a run call. And up the middle, 2-yard gain exactly, and it's just enough for that first down. So that's the good news for the Chargers. The bad news is an injury to Michael Schofield. And I assume that's going to be an offensive lineman. And it looks like I'm not going to be able to pull that up right now. But his right guard is a 0-0, so that's an impact, I'm sure. On 1st and 10, 3 wide receivers split out here, still for the Chargers, still in the shotgun. They're at their own 30. Patriots facing a 4th and 2 at their own 48 with 22 seconds left, have elected to punt. So it looks like that one's going to go to halftime with the Patriots up 9-6, most likely. Here's a quick out to Jared Cook and incomplete again. Once again, Jared Cook had a resultant receiver on his card, and he rolled the 8 again. Not usually a good number for tight ends, and it's not here. 2nd and 10. Chargers at their own 30. Watching 2 games of action here out of the AFC, and we have a third one kicking off here in just moments. On 2nd and 10, here's another square and pass to Mike Williams, being targeted heavily in those flat zones here on this last drive. That one's incomplete as well. This time it was on the defensive card, found a hole on the one-man column, and 3rd and 10. So 1:07 to go. 3rd and 10, Chargers at their own 30. Three wide receivers here still for the Chargers on 3rd and 10. The Raiders. I would expect a short pass here, but we'll see. It's not. It's a square into Mike Williams. He is double teamed, but no one in the zone. And that's going to be a pickup of 12 yards. Mike Williams again on the flat pass. Ends up having 0 men in zone. Gets receiver yet again on his card. And he ends up with just enough for that first down, getting the only result he could find that would actually give him the yardage he needed. 12 yards and a first down. Well, you target a man enough, eventually he's going to do you right. Mike Williams now 5 catches, 39 yards, and a tutty. 45 seconds left in the first half. Chargers now 1st and 10 at their own 42. Big conversion there as it sets the table for the rest of this first half on who gets to try to make a play for the field goal attempt. And as of right now, that appears to be the Chargers after that conversion. And on 1st and 10, here's a screen to Austin Eckler out of the backfield and a possible pick, incomplete. Justin Herbert flirting with a possible pick on 11 on his card. Couldn't hit it. 2nd and 10 at the 42. 37 seconds left in the half. It's official halftime score in Miami. Patriots on the road winning 9-6. Looks like they're going to take a couple minutes there. On 2nd and 10, it's going to be yet another dump pass to Mike Williams. And incomplete. That was a possible interception split roll on the defensive card. 3rd and 10. So Justin Herbert is locked in, dialed in to Mike Williams at a level that makes you wonder when Paul Conti's going to start getting some more double teams over there. Or is Anthony baiting him, setting him up for something? I love Stratomatic. 30 seconds left. 3rd and 10 at the 42-yard line. Back to pass Herbert. He's looking short. They did double team Mike Williams, but it's going to Jared Cook and incomplete. 4 men in zone on the defensive card. Raiders don't have a good pass defense, but a blank spot was found. 4th and 10, and with 22 seconds left, Chargers are punting. 45-yard punt down to the 13. It's going to drop dead there at the 12. I said 12. I miscalculated. It's at the 14. And with 15 seconds left, the Raiders, just before halftime, trailing by 7 at their own 14, are likely to take a knee. And indeed, they do come out with a heavy set formation. Safety and security for the Chargers in a dime formation, of course. I assume Raiders are going to take a knee and to get us out to halftime. And pretty easy to see the difference in this game as the yardage is similar, 185 to 176. It is a turnover-free game. Both teams are committing penalties. But the real difference here is in the red zone, where the Chargers have been there twice and have picked up 13 points. And the Vegas Raiders have been there twice and picked up 2 field goals. That's the difference. Your score at halftime is 13-6. The Chargers on the road leading the Raiders. Paul will be back in 5 minutes. So they're going to take a short break there. We also have a short break over in Miami. Let's switch over there for a second. And interestingly enough, it looks like their game has dropped. So we will probably get a new game number there momentarily. And it looks like we do have Mr. Pandora joining the stream right now. How are you tonight, Anthony?
Hey, Tim, doing well. How are you?
Not too bad, but keeping an eye on your game. It's been a good one so far. Any thoughts? I see you've got an extended halftime break.
Well, let's see. I mean, just too many injuries for my comfort, And Paul lost Ruggs, if he advances.
Yep. Saw that
into the playoffs. The other ones so far haven't affected. So just gotta just cross your fingers. Cross your fingers. It's
no kidding.
It's difficult.
Any idea what's going on in Miami with the Patriots?
No, you haven't checked in?
I've been watching the whole game. Would you like to know the halftime score?
Yes,
there
I would. Of course I would. Yes.
It is a 9-6 ball game.
Who's winning? I can go look at it very simply here.
The Patriots are on top.
Patriots on top. Okay.
For those trying to figure out why Anthony's desperate to know, if Anthony wins, he's got himself the 1 seed. If he loses, he could still get the 1 seed if the Patriots lose. I got that right, Anthony?
That's right. It's nice to have Miami to have something to play for, too. That's great. I mean, although Tony, I know, would be whole hog in against his division rival either way.
And these last games are all division games. If you're not resting people because you've already clinched and you're hiding injuries, you're going out there to take care of your opponent. It's a division game. That's the way I look at it.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, for sure. There's been a lot of bend, don't break, for my team, held them to 2 field goals inside the 10. And, that's I think, among other things, has been probably the most notable difference so far. So, got to keep that up. I mean, Carr has been throwing short at will. He got an injury to his left guard, which gives Bosa an 88% sack.
I saw that.
But it's got to hit, right? So the fact that he lost Kenyon Drake is not beneficial.
I missed that. I was going back and forth between 2 games. Did Kenyon Drake get hurt?
Kenyon Drake got hurt, and he got hurt for multiple games as well.
Wow.
And in this particular matchup, I like Drake in the game. I want that. I want that 0 pass block there, not Josh Jacobs. Jacobs can do everything better. So I mean, it's like a gift. It's a gift for me when Drake gets in the game, given our matchups. Now that he's out,
doesn't Drake have a better average per catch?
Nothing meaningful. I mean, nothing that moves the needle. I mean, Drake's a B, Jacobs is an A.
I thought the Yak favored Jacobs.
It does.
Drake had a little bit. I may be wrong about that.
Better card. He can go short. He can go long. I mean, Drake can do things. Don't get me wrong, but in this particular matchup, I want my asterisk for Bosa, even though I'm not blitzing the safety, to go against Drake. Certainly, that's going to give me a meaningful sack chance. Instead, it's like 7% against Jacobs. Who's a 5. So we got no games working right now.
So the Steelers and Ravens is literally just posted, and I don't see the Miami one, so I think maybe it just closed on me, and it actually still is the same game number. So I'm going to pull that one up right now.
All right. I'm going to reach in for another cigar here.
Interfaces worked really well with 2 games just by hovering over them as I switch.
Oh, good.
As much as possible, anyway.
Any injuries in the Patriots Miami game that you've noticed so far?
No, I don't think so. Although, just a couple minutes into the second half, the Patriots already have a touchdown.
Nice. Nice work, Mr. Dennis.
That would be a 2-yard run. So that now makes me really, what was the big play? How many? Let's check out the ball possession here. In the second half, 3 plays, 82 yards, and a touchdown. So that something very big happened for the Patriots. They're now up 16-6. And that big of a play, I think I can find it, unless it was 240s or something. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we had a 77-yard pass from Mac Jones to Kendrick Bourne.
Oh, wow.
And that that was a huge play right out of the gate that now has the Patriots up 16-6.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And, the Patriots, if anybody's kind of, nobody's injury proof, right? But just love, you really study that defensive card. You've got linebackers who can play 6 strong safety. You've got linebackers who can go play the defensive line and give you 12 pass rush, who are linebackers. So and the offensive line has so many interchangeable parts as well. It's a really durable team. It's a deep team, deepest in the league by far. So, Dennis, of course, is going to be playing hard to get that 1 seed today, no matter what. But unlike the rest of us who, if I lose Slater on my left tackle, like I did a few games ago, I've got nothing. I've got nothing that's worthwhile.
And early action from Baltimore. The Ravens, with nothing to play for, have an 11-yard touchdown pass to Mark Andrews on their opening drive. We were wondering if they would play their starters with nothing to play for. You never know. Like you said, everybody looks at that a little differently. And Mark Andrews did catch that pass, but Tyler Huntley is your quarterback, 3 of 4 for 38 yards and a tutty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so an early 7-0 lead for the Ravens, and then a fumble on the ensuing kickoff, but Ray McLeod covers it up. Steelers taking over at their 18.
And it looks like we've lost connection here. I've on the Raiders game. I've just been trying to type a comment just to keep the connection alive, but it's dropped. I think it picks up on this length of inactivity. I didn't.
Yeah, I think if you take too long at half, it gets a little wonky. I agree.
Yeah. So I'm going to save this game manually because you never know, everybody. It's always a good idea.
I'm going to get out of it and close it as soon as I find out which one it is. There it is. So you're done. I can close your game. You're done?
Yeah, I can't get a comment through anyway, so I'm guessing that means we're not working.
I will close that. Let me take a look at how's my setup looking? Am I full screen? I am not. It's just you and me, for gosh sakes. Let's get back out here. My bad. We'll come back to Baltimore. Let's start over here. Let's get more action here, both because that's what you want to see, and it's the one closer to the end. Third quarter action here. 10-point lead for the Patriots as the 6-9-1 Dolphins continue to cling to their playoff lives, as I dream of a world where a 6-9-1 team can win their final game and make the USFFL playoffs. I think that'd be badass.
Well, it looks like we're going to get started here
by the pathetic nature of the AFC playoff field this year.
It's great.
Oh, big off tackle for Damian Harris, who's having a big game. Here's a big run as well. That should be 24 yards. He already had a 26-yarder. As a matter of fact, that's a 29-yard run. as he is now over 100 yards. First and goal at the 8. Also an injury to the Dolphins, Jalen Phillips.
So lose some pass rush there.
Damian Harris now carries for 107.
I'm going to drop. We have a good new game number there. I'll post it up in a second.
Sounds good, buddy. Thank you. Good luck.
Okay.
That's Anthony Tangora, coach of the Chargers, breaking from the halftime update to go finish his game with the Raiders. We'll be back over there in a second. Let's see what we've got going on here in the red zone as the Patriots, with a 10-point lead, third quarter, looking to put up another touchdown. First and goal at the 8, off tackle, just a 1-yard pickup to Ramondre Stevenson. Second and goal at the 7. Patriots, as we referenced earlier, with an opportunity to get the 1 seed with a win in this game and a loss from the aforementioned Chargers. Second and goal on the 8. Ramondre Stevenson is the tailback here. The blocking back formation. Defense guesses run it is. Pitch out. Ramondre Stevenson heading for the corner, and he's got it. Touchdown, Patriots, as Ramondre Stevenson hits the short gain right on his card, finds the number he needs, and plows into the end zone. As the Patriots extend to a 3-score lead in this game. Nick Folk with the extra point. It's good. And with 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter, the New England Patriots on the road beating the Patriots by 17, 23-6. Let's go ahead and pop into Baltimore, where the Steelers are now found to be in the red zone, 2nd and 6 at the 17-yard line. First quarter action, Steelers down by 7, trying to get a tying touchdown. Here's a square out to Deontay Johnson. He's double teamed, and it's incomplete. Nice by Coach John Shoemaker of the Ravens. Steelers coached by Coach Peter Shibley, the defending USFFL champions at present. His Steelers are 7-9, trying to get into the playoffs. A win here, and if I recall, they are in. Quick slant over the middle to Freiermuth, 7 yards and a first down. And it's first and goal, Steelers at the 10. What I do know is the Steelers will not make the playoffs if they lose this game. I believe that's right. Now first and goal at the 10. 3 wide receivers are splitting out. Najee Harris, the tailback. And it's a flare to Pat Freiermuth. 2 tight ends, or I should say 2 linebackers in both zones. And incomplete. It did go to the defensive card. So, boy, another great call by Coach Shoemaker on defense. Wastes that first down play, and it's 2nd and goal on the 10. Off tackle, Najee Harris picks up 4. That's 3rd and goal at the 6. So big third down coming up here for the Steelers as they're trying to get that tying touchdown. Steelers already 2 for 2 on third downs in the game. A short pass, Zach Gentry. This one's incomplete. Roethlisberger couldn't get it on his card. And 4th and goal from the 6. Field goal team is on. Boswell puts it through. And with just over 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter from Baltimore, the Ravens still clinging to a lead, 7-3, ahead of the Steelers. Let's go ahead and take a look, see if we can find out what's going on with Chargers Raiders. New game number coming, 11. Looks like they need another new one, so I think we'll stay here for now. We're going to give it a little more time. Looks like the Dolphins game might be froze up, so we're going to close that one. That leaves us in Baltimore, where they are set up 2nd and 11 at their own 24. Baltimore turned it over on downs on their opening drive. After 9 plays, here's a long pass to an empty zone and incomplete. Tyler Huntley threw long there to Marquise Brown, and with no men in zone, it did go to the defender card. And it was defender or Longine, and the 4 on the white die was just good enough for Joe Hayden to make the play for the Steelers. So 3rd and 11. And here's a run draw up the middle. Just a 5-yard pickup. As one on the white die converted that to the right column. Would have been 5 yards either way, and the Ravens will punt. 4th and 6 from their own 29. Right back to the Steelers. 46-yard punt, rolls another 5, 51-yard total. And that should set up the Steelers 1st and 10 at their 20, down 7-3. All right, let's get something else going here on another game. Let's see what we've got. Something from Anthony. Can't see to find Paul. That's a couple of minutes. All right, so he's looking for that. Keep us posted. All right, and so that means it's the Miami game that I need to go to. And they do not have a new game number, so we're going to come back through this one. Once we left, the Patriots had just extended to a 17-point lead, as they're still fighting for the opportunity to get the 1 seed. All right, so we'll mute full screen. And here's the game. And, well, looky here. We've got the Dolphins, 2nd and goal at the 7, looking to get back into this game. So credit to Tony Tilleria. He's got his Dolphins fighting back here. 6:36 to go in the 3rd quarter. Dolphins down by 17, but inside the 10 here. 2 out of the shotgun, and it's an inside run up the middle, just 3 yards to Myles Gaskin. Gaskin, 11 carries, 99 yards, so he's been good on the ground. Not good enough there. 3rd and goal at the 4. Down 17, a field goal still helps you. But cutting it to 10 points sounds much better than cutting it to 14. So he's looking for a touchdown here. Critical play for the Dolphins, whose playoff lives are on life support. The play is in, or I should say the formation is in. Full house is what the Dolphins are bringing, but out of the shotgun. Blitzing out of the 3-4 is the Patriots and Dennis Young. Run called the middle to Duke Johnson. Pickup of 3, not quite enough. 4th and goal at the 1. What do you do? Down 17. 5:24 left in the 3rd quarter. I think you got to go for this. Absolutely got to go. And I think that the fact that we haven't already seen the kick formation means that he's deciding what that offensive formation is. And indeed he is. Full house formation back out on the field. Tua this time under center. Still a blitz coming out of the 3-4 by the Patriots. Big play. 4th and goal at the 1. This is a gotta have it play for the Dolphins. Over my dead body for the offensive line. Run up the middle to Myles Gaskin. He is keyed. He is stuffed. Good call, Dennis Young. As the team with one of the best defenses out there gets as good a call as you could make. Keying the right running back out of the full house. And the Dolphins turn it over on downs. Patriots take over at their 3-yard line. Still up by 17, 23-6, with 5 minutes, 6 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Catching up here on Pittsburgh, Baltimore. Still 7-3. Let's take a look for the game number. We've got somebody joined here. Looks like we're adding Scott to the stream. Welcome, Scott. Let's see if we have that game number again. We do. Let's get over to that Chargers game. Chargers, Raiders. Running 3 games simultaneously here on this USFFL triple cast. Transitioning now to a AFC West game. Last we left it was halftime. And the Chargers were winning 13-6 by 7. We'll come back there because that one's still trying to come up. Let's see what we got here. So we've got the Steelers driving. Early second quarter, Steelers have a first and goal at the 6. They are down 7-3 to the Ravens, who have already clinched the division. And that's going to be a nothing doing, 0-yard run. Najee Harris couldn't get to the corner. Okafor at tackle couldn't make the block. So second and goal at the 6 here. Blocking back formation again. Nickel blitz here from the Ravens. Defense guesses run. It is off tackle and a 2-yard loss. Ravens looking tough here in the red zone. Third and goal. Steelers at the 8-yard line. Oh, and a big sack on the play. And that's going to force a field goal attempt. So a big stop there from the Ravens. As we add Anthony back to the stream. We'll get an update on his game. Before we do.
Are you in the game?
Makes it
Tim?
7-6. Yeah, say it again, Anthony.
Are you in the game?
I am in your game. I see your comment saying, "What do you see?"
What do you see? Yes, I'm really want to know that question. I mean, I can find out right now.
I thought you were asking Paul.
Okay, you don't see anything yet. Can you hit the top right, the top right to maximize your screen, please? Okay, so that's where we are, and now we're frozen here. Remember, guys, when this happens, you always need to save your game manually. Don't count on the computer to auto-save it properly for you. Okay, it's going to overwrite things. So Keenan Allen just caught a long ball for a score, and I haven't heard from Paul since.
So you haven't been able to reach him on Slack since?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave this up for now. Let me know. I guess keep me posted on if your game gets fired up again. It looks like I may have to close all these and start over at this point. I think that's what I'm going to do, just to be. Let's open them in a better order now that we know yours is kind of still pending anyway. All right, got that. Everybody.
It doesn't say user drop for Paul though. I'm just wondering what.
Well, at the same time, we got to have him. Got to have him present to make sure we know which.
Which one?
Let's see, where am I at? So Miami, that's the one we want to make sure on. Because Miami, last I saw, was, I think they were facing a fourth. No, that's right. They got stuffed at the goal line. 4th and goal at the 1. I remember now. So the Patriots were taking over at their own 3. Still up 17. That was just a little bit ago.
17-3, you said?
23-6.
23-6, sorry. Up 17, heard. Gotcha.
Yep, it's still 23-6, and the Dolphins have the ball back now.
Okay,
Third
we've
and
got another
5 at
game
their own
number here.
45, and that's going to be a nice 15-yard run on a draw to Duke Johnson. So the Patriots got that big stuff inside the 5-yard line, but obviously didn't do much with it. Had to punt. Dolphins have the ball back and are across midfield again. So, and we're still third quarter. So the Dolphins are still in this game. They're down 17, 148 to go third quarter. But you're playing one of the better defenses out there. So you got a hill to climb. First and 10 at the 40-yard line. Dolphins starting this series with a flare to Durham Smythe. It's a yak opportunity, and it's going to lose a couple yards. Durham Smythe, out the man you want to hit in the flat, although he does have a C for a yak rating. Second and 12 at the 42.
All right, so we're back. I'm going to post your game number, and I'll head out of here. Look for the game number in a sec.
You got it? Have you gotten in touch with Paul?
Yep, everything looks good.
Good.
So
I'll be there in a second. Sounds good. Thank you.
Nothing to repair or anything like that. So that's good.
Yeah,
Thanks.
awesome. Duke Johnson stays in at tailback here for the Dolphins. Second and 12. Johnson, a great receiver out of the backfield, typically. Surprised to see he only has a C yak rating this year, although a 10.3 average per catch is pretty good. Here's a sideline pass to Jalen Waddle, incomplete. Happened to pick on the only flat zone that had a linebacker in it. And sure enough, with one man in zone, found an empty spot. So bad break there. Third and 12. Tagovailoa not that strong of a day today. 12 of 27, so under 50% passing, 117 yards. No touchdowns, one pick. And his team still trailing by 17 here on this third and 12. I'm sure Coach Tony Tolleri will be looking forward to getting the Cheetah on board next year, as Tyreek Hill will join this offense. And on third and 12, back to pass. Tua Tagovailoa is going short, and he's looking for the tailback, but he is flushed out of the pocket. And it's going to be a dump pass and going to be a 12-yard pickup exactly. And the irony of it is that 12-yard pickup went to the aforementioned Durham Smythe on a dump pass. And the plus 12 on his own card on right is what gets precisely the yardage to move the chains. Big break for the Dolphins. First and 10 now at the Patriots' 30-yard line. Coach Dennis Young of the Patriots calling for a measurement in the chat. So I'm happy to tell you I already took out the ruler, and it looked good. Looked good from my angle. Here's a 6-1. Duke Johnson. Off tackle to the right side, and it's second down and 4 as we have reached the end of the third quarter here in Miami as the 6-9-1 Miami Dolphins still cling to their playoff lives, but need to come back here in the fourth quarter, down 17 to the Patriots, 23-6. On second and 4, Myles Gaskin comes back in as the tailback. Defense gets his pass, but it's a draw to Gaskin. And Gaskin hits his number again. Actually, he hits the number on the defensive card. He had a short gain there for 15 yards as Gaskin goes over 100 on the day. 13 carries, 112 for Myles Gaskin. As the Dolphins are now first and goal at the 9-yard line. And, yes, if they can get a touchdown here, get it to within 10, as they say in Kansas City, anything is possible. On first and goal, Gaskin stays in. Tailback in the blocking back formation. Defense showing blitz out of the 3-4. Short pass. Jalen Waddle. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa hits the end zone for the first time today. And not a moment too soon as the Dolphins finally get there in the fourth quarter. Here comes the extra point from Jason Sanders. It's good. And with just over 14 minutes left to go here in Miami, it is now a 10-point game. Patriots 23, Dolphins 13. So that game not over. Ensuing kickoff is a touchback, and we are now looking to transition to the Chargers game. 27, that's the one right there. I want to make sure I'm good. Yes, I am there. So. All right, so this game I'm pulling up now that I believe is going to come up. Anthony Sherby is going to come up. Let's see what happens here. It's coming out of Vegas. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Is it ominous that I see these triple ones here on this card image? Like, did that just happen and I just haven't seen the screen come full yet? All right, so we are back in Miami and New England, and it looks like we might have an interception here. Let me just double check. Come on. It's frustrating right now. So I don't know if that game there is happening. I need to get back to Miami because that one looks like it might have just gotten interesting. All right, so we are back, and indeed, the Dolphins did get an interception, and they have the ball back, down just 10. Short pass, Tua. He's got himself an 11-yard completion to set up a 3rd and 2. Tua now 15 of 30 at 50% passing for the first time in forever, because he was 4 for 11 to start the game, I recall. Big 3rd and 2 here for the Dolphins at the Patriots' 26-yard line. Dolphins on the day just 2 of 10 on 3rd downs. But the Patriots just 1 of 8. They're down 10, but they don't want to think about field goal yet, especially from this range. Although Sanders is pretty good. Here's a sideline pass. Jalen Waddle, linebacker, is in zone. Receiver's the result. Waddle's got the conversion. Jalen Waddle on flat pass right only has 2 incompletions because I know he had 100-something receptions last year. 104 it is. And he gets a big 5 yards there to move the chains. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. That's into the next range on field goals. Uh, 2 to 8, 11, and 12 from in here. Here's a flat pass interception. 2-men in zone and a big, big break there. It was a hitch to Albert Wilson. He was double teamed. The safety moved into the zone. Great call by the defense. And Dennis Young has a pick. Wow. So just when it looked like the Dolphins were about to strike, Tua with his 2nd pick. The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their 28, 11:42 to go, protecting a 10-point lead. Let's peek in again, see about that other game. Let me in. He's not in, so here we go, scheduled games. Looks like they're having trouble as well. 27. Try this one again, I guess. That's Oh, wow. Damian Harris on the day for the Patriots. 16 carries for 181 yards. Just plowing through the Dolphins defense. Damian Harris just had an off tackle wrong on his card. Snake eyes, long gain, and rolled the double sixes for the 76-yard touchdown run, as the Dolphins have again opened up a 17-point lead, 30-13. Wow. Yeah, they're still struggling in Los Angeles. They're changing the host, it looks like. Let's get back to StreamYard. Still full screen. There's Anthony. Hi, Anthony.
What was
Looks
that
like
again?
you're switching to host, right?
Yeah. Well, and what was that you just said?
That you're switching to host?
No, the score of that game.
30-13 now. The
Patriots up.
Dolphins did a great job. Dolphins cut it to 10 and got an interception and drove inside the 20, only to get a flat pass that Devin McCourty correctly double-teamed and got a pick of his own. And after that pick, Damian Harris got off tackle wrong, long gain on his card, double sixes, took it 76 yards to the house. Damian Harris now over 186 yards rushing in this game.
And we're at 516. We're at 51619. So
51619.
Yep. Once we're up here. Okay, we're back. 51619. See it.
All right, here we are. So early third quarter action, 20-6, a 2-touchdown lead for the Chargers on the road in Las Vegas. This one's a little bit closer than the score in Miami, where it's a 17-point lead. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that one, see if I can't clear out the errors. It did. Oh, 30-yard run. Okay. So the Raiders have the ball here, 2nd and 2 at the 39-yard line of the Chargers. And there's a first down run for Josh Jacobs. Let me close the pass rush chart since I've got multiple games up here. Raiders again, 7-9. They're in a good place for tiebreakers if they can win this game. But they're down 2 touchdowns. And they need to come back in order to stay alive for an AFC playoff spot. There's an off-tackle run, Josh Jacobs, and he's got a nice run there. Short gain on the defensive card. Nice gain of 26 yards as Jacobs takes advantage of a box on the defensive card as well for an additional 10. All the way down to the 10-yard line of the Chargers, 1st and goal. Raiders looking to cut it back to a 1-score game. They need a touchdown here. 1st and goal at the 10. Jacobs is the tailback in a 2 tight end formation. The Chargers are going to operate out of the nickel, as they do have the safety to play with in the red zone. Looks like Miami's still flirting down near the red zone, trailing by 17. Here's a run up the middle. Josh Jacobs, he's into the end zone as Josh Jacobs hits boxcars on his line buck. That would have been a 28-yard run, but in this case, it's 10 yards to the house. And Daniel Carlson comes out for the extra point. It's good. There is a flag. And it's a 5-yard penalty against the Raiders. We'll see what the Chargers want to do. See if they want to take that on the kickoff or make them kick again here. And he'll take it on the kickoff. So 20-13, Chargers by 7. Oh, that seems to be a good decision there. Return is out to the 23. And so with 9 minutes left in the third quarter, Chargers up 20-13. They have the ball at their own 23. Dolphins have a 1st and goal at the 5-yard line here. Down by 17, but only 7.5 minutes left. So we'll keep an eye on that one. There's a flat pass, screen to the left side, Austin Eckler, and he's got himself a short gain, attacking that 0 linebacker for 15 yards. There was a penalty on Vegas. It's declined by Anthony Tangora. Move the sticks. Chargers out to the 38 now, 1st and 10. And Myles Gaskin has a 5-yard touchdown on a pass from Tua Tagovailoa. And the score in Miami is now 30-20. The Dolphins are in front. Oh, I'm sorry, the Dolphins are trailing, and they have to kick off now with about 7 minutes to go. $7:12 to go. Patriots up by 10. They'll take over at their 20-yard line. For the Chargers, they had a loss of 4 yards on a screen to Eckler a bit ago here on the defensive card. So 2nd and 14. Eckler been very busy in the pass game today. I'm curious about his receptions. And Mike Williams, I know he was real busy as well. They have 5 catches each, and neither one of them at 40 yards receiving. 2nd and 14. Here's an end run to the quarterback and an 8-yard pickup for Justin Herbert. That will be wiped away on a holding penalty. Bad break for the Chargers. 2nd down and 24 now. Way back at their own 24-yard line. Oop. Looks like we are not looking at full screen. Let me change that. There's our full screen again. On 2nd and 24, the Chargers are going to be in a 3 wide receiver set. Shotgun formation. There's an off tackle to Damian Harris against the pass defense. He's been hot today. And that's going to be a 17-yard pickup. And that's going to be Damian Harris now, 17 carries, 198 yards. I apologize. It accidentally switched me to that game as the Patriots get out toward midfield now. 5:24 to go, still up by 10. Let's get back over to Vegas. That's where I meant to be. Apologies. After a 6-yard screen to Eckler, it is 3rd and 18 for the Chargers. They're at their own 30. 3 wide receivers split out. Raiders, not surprisingly, in the dime. And on 3rd and 18, is attacking an empty flat zone to Mike Williams. Just a 7-yard pickup on the quarterback card. And the Chargers face a 4th and 11. At the 7, they're going to be punting. Footnote, Damian Harris for the Patriots has just gone over 200 yards rushing on the night. 19 carries for 201. Punt by the Chargers, fielded back at the 16 by the Raiders. Fumble. It's on the ground. Let's see who has it. The Raiders have muffed the punt. And it looks like the Chargers have it. Oh, where's the confirmation? We may have locked up, which would be unfortunate in that moment. We're stepping into Miami because that one appears to have locked up again. Miami up 10. They have the ball, and they just continue to pound the rock. They're running clock here. Damian Harris now over 200 yards rushing in this game. They're going to run him again for another 7. Patriots are up 30-20 with 3 minutes left. It's not over, but we're close. New England has only outgained the Dolphins by 14 yards, 404 to 390. Both teams over 200 yards rushing, Dolphins and Patriots, running the heck out of the ball. Wow. That is a combined 464 yards rushing in the. That's amazing. So I think that Chargers game seems to have locked up. I'm going to close that one out. May or may not come back there, but I need to get over and see what's going on with Pittsburgh and Baltimore. So let's see about that. Let me come out and get let me find my game number on that one. They've got plenty of game numbers going on too. So just one of those realities of the Stratverse this year is that we're just having a little more tech issues than normal. And I think that more than anything should tell you that it's not what we're doing as much as sometimes the Strat servers are just, wonky. That's life. We're asking them to do big things, right? Switching over now for AFC North action. Hoping it'll come up for us. There we go. So Baltimore game is up, and we're just before halftime. There is a fumble on a sack, so this is big. And it's recovered by offense. So here's where we're at. Big play. You're seeing it live here. We're 22 seconds left before halftime. We have a sack and a fumble that was recovered by the Steelers. And with 8 seconds left and no timeouts, they still can fire off a field goal here. Steelers up by 3, looking to tack on 3 more. 47-yard field goal is up, and it's good. Boswell drills it. It was through 7, 11, and 12. And the Steelers got the kick to take a 16-10 lead into intermission. So halftime here in Baltimore. Steelers are up 16-10. Steelers need this win to make the playoffs. The Ravens have already won the division and will host the Jacksonville Jaguars in the wild card round. Looks like these two coaches are about good to go again. Dolphins tacked on a field goal, so they're up 33-20. Dolphins have the ball, less than 2 minutes left, all 3 timeouts, but they need 2 touchdowns here. And Tua's flushed out of the pocket here on first down and going to be a completion for just 1 yard in the flat. Not much doing there. Ravens have the Steelers in the second half now. 2nd and 12 at their own 19. There's a little flare out to the right to Pat Freiermuth. His 4th catch of the day. The Steelers have a 3rd and 7. Steelers at their own 24. Going to be in the shotgun. Blocking back formation. Najee Harris is your tailback. Freiermuth beside him. Najee has that A on the yak rating. There's a short pass to Zach Gentry by Roethlisberger. And Gentry is going to hit a long gain on the defensive card. Ravens with a bad pass defense. Let's see how far he can go. Not far enough. Zach Gentry is going to pick up 25 yards. Had an opportunity at 47, but the Steelers will have to settle for about half that. Big first down reception nonetheless. 1st and 10, Steelers at the 49-yard line. I guess is run, and it is. 1 yard run is all. As Coach John Shoemaker sniffed it out defensively. Najee Harris struggling for the Steelers here. 11 carries, 27 yards on the day. Just making sure we're still going good there. Looks like we are. There's an off-tackle run, Najee Harris, and he's got himself a 15-yard gain. Najee Harris picks up the split roll on the defensive card. Just as he heard me saying he was struggling today, Najee comes out with a big first down run into field goal range at the 35-yard line of Baltimore. And now on first down, here's a screen to Najee Harris and a yak opportunity. Najee is going to pick up another 5 on that play. 2nd and 5 now at the 30-yard line for the Steelers. Dolphins near midfield, 1:15 left in that game. Still all 3 timeouts. They're looking deep. Here's a short pass, and that's going to be complete for the Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger to Deontay Johnson as the Steelers are now into the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 15 of the Ravens. Ravens, as we mentioned, have already clinched their playoff spot. So the backup quarterback is afoot here. Here's a sideline pass, Chase Claypool, and he beats the linebacker and into the end zone. Touchdown. 5 on the white die, beats the linebacker on that flat pass. And Roethlisberger to Chase Claypool. That's the Steelers. Go on top by 2 scores now. They're going to go for 2. They're up 22-10. They're going to try to go ahead and get the 2-point conversion. And he's passing to Freiermuth. He's got it. That's completed, and the Steelers are now up 24-10 in this game. And with 10:30 left in the third quarter, Ben Roethlisberger already 22 of 28 for 308 yards passing. So a big day through the air for Pittsburgh against this porous Baltimore pass defense. Now 45 seconds left in Miami for the Dolphins as they're clinging to their playoff lives. They're about to be eliminated. After a 5-yard penalty in Baltimore, the Ravens are 1st and 15 at their own 23. They're down 2 scores now. There's a quick out to the tight end, Mark Andrews, just a 3-yard pickup. Makes it 2nd and 12 at the 26. Coach Shibley and Shoemaker here in the AFC North playing at a pretty fast pace. Back to pass, looking for Andrews again. This time he's sacked, brought down by the Steelers. Sack on the play by Chris Wormley. And that's going to make it 3rd and 20 for the Ravens back at their 18. Steelers defense with a 14-point lead. Dogs are out hunting, especially against a backup quarterback. Ravens no need to play Lamar as their playoff seed is already secure. 3rd and 20 for the Ravens. Back to pass, looking short. But he's going to run, must run for the quarterback, and that's not Lamar Jackson. Tyler Huntley goes for 3. And on 4th and 17, the Ravens, trailing by 14, are going to punt away. 46-yard punt. Fielded at the 33 there by Ray McLeod. And he's going to fair catch it. So 1st and 10, Steelers at the 33, up 14. 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Dolphins now, 22 seconds left. They're going to lose this game. I'm not going to stick around for the final score. With only 22 seconds left, we're going to close that. Focus on just this game. Dolphins, we're still alive, but are now eliminated officially with that loss. The Patriots improved to 12-5. They will get the 1 seed if and only if the Chargers lose to the Raiders. That game is in tech delay. We'll be checking on that again momentarily just to see if we can get in. Oh, I just realized I'm going to need that game number again, aren't I? Man, I don't remember what the game number was. I'm just going to have to tell them. All right, so we'll get that game number in a second here. Slant pass by Roethlisberger to Gentry. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket, actually. Dead target, Freiermuth. And he's got him. Freiermuth opens up a short gain on Roethlisberger's card. 15-yard pickup as the Steelers, once again across midfield, starting to kind of pull away here maybe on the Ravens. Short pass, Deontay Johnson. That one's incomplete. Caught Shoemaker's defense napping on a run call, but couldn't make the completion. So 2nd and 10. Off tackle run, Najee Harris, and he's going to lose a couple yards there. Patrick Queen beat the 5 on the white die to make a big stuff there. Tackle for loss. 3rd down and 12 here. They're at the Baltimore 41. Ravens are going to show blitz out of the nickel. 3 wide receivers are split out here for the Steelers. They're crossing him up. Off tackle to Najee Harris and a pickup of 5 yards. Beat the nose tackle with the white die, but it's not enough. 4th and 7 at the 36. Field goal attempt from Boswell from 53 yards. It is good. 2 through 7, 11, and 12 is what he needed. He rolls the 8. Steelers miss it, and it's a big miss. Keeps the Ravens within 2 scores. Still 24-10. Steelers on top, 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Here's an opportunity. Deep ball. And it's complete to Sammy Watkins for 28 yards. Tyler Huntley goes deep on 1st down. Caught the Steelers think and run. And long pass wrong on his card. You still need just a 3 or an 11 on wrong to complete it. That's backup quarterbackville. He did get the 11 here, plus 28. And the Ravens are now 1st and 10 at the Steelers' 29-yard line. Run up the middle and 6-yard pickup there for Latavius Murray. 2nd down and 4. Ravens just outside of the red zone here. At the Steelers' 23-yard line, they trail by 2 touchdowns here in the 3rd quarter. Backup QB is in. And here's a quick slant over the middle. 13-yard pickup to Josh Oliver. Again, catching the Steelers, looking for a run defense. And that's going to make it 1st and goal Steelers now. Yard line. I'm sorry, 1st and goal Ravens at the Steelers' 10-yard line. Little flat pass, left side. Sammy Watkins is the target. And he's going to beat the linebacker and roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Ravens. Tyler Huntley gets hot passing the ball on this drive and gets the Ravens right back into this game. Justin Tucker comes out, and he's going to nail that extra point. Always does. And with just over 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter, Ravens have cut it to a 1-score game. They now trail the Steelers at home, 24-17. Ray McLeod with a nice return out across the 30 to the 34-yard line. Steelers will set up and take over there. Let's take a look. Make sure. Still don't have the game number there. Maybe I do up here. We do indeed. 51619. I knew it was something like that. That's what I get for taking it verbally. Couldn't remember it when I needed it. Something sounds like it's happening big over there. Well, we'll have to get there in a second. Or it locked up. We'll see. Hang on. What the heck? What did I do? Close this. So let's see what we got here. Give me a second, everybody. I'm going to close them all. Okay. And now to be safe, bear with me. Start running this stuff too many times. I get to seeing this here when I don't even have the game open. And I'm thinking that's a sign I'm going to have a problem. So let's clear that. Let's get into that Charger game. A lot at stake there with them and the Raiders, especially with the Raiders. Although you could argue now that the Patriots, Dolphins, pretty big stakes for the Chargers. They now need to win this game to secure that number 1 seed in the AFC playoff field. All right, here we are. So we are in fourth quarter action. Raiders trail by 10, 23-13. Raiders are eliminated from the playoffs if they cannot win this game. If they win this game, they haven't clinched, but they're in real good shape. Chargers win this game, they have the 1 seed, lose this game, and they don't. So the bye is at stake here for the Chargers as they hold on to a 10-point lead. Raiders down by 10. They have the ball at their own 47. 1st and 10. It's going to be a screen to Josh Jacobs. And Jacobs is going to pick up 5 yards. Capitalizing on his yak. 2nd and 5 at the 48-yard line. There were definitely a lot of penalties in this game earlier. 14 of them so far. 9 of them on the Raiders. Raiders do have a muffed punt, I think. They do have the only turnover of the game regardless. Short pass, and that's complete. 16-yard completion. Derek Carr to Hunter Renfrow. Renfro's 6th catch of the game, 77 yards. Raiders now at the 32-yard line of Los Angeles. And the Raiders are going to split out 3 wide receivers. Zay Jones is in the slot. Nickel defense presented here by the Chargers. Linebackers stay home. It's a quick out to Darren Waller. And that's going to be an 8-yard pickup. 6 on the white dice. Makes that a 0-men reading. Waller picks up 8, 2nd down and 2 at the 24. Even a field goal here would cut it to a 1-score game. And on 2nd and 2, blocking back formation for the Raiders. As the Chargers bring in the linebacker again for a 3-4-D. Darren Waller was hurt in the first half, but came back in the second half. And on 2nd and 2, run up the middle. That's a pickup of 7 yards and a 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 17 into the red zone now for the Raiders. And there's an injury to Justin Jones, and he's going to miss a couple of games for the Chargers. Unless I'm mistaken. Man, they're down. Are they down 3 offensive linemen here? Let's take a look at the injuries here. Chargers may need that bye even more. Let's see. 2 weeks. So everybody's going to be back when he's in the playoffs except for the player just now hurt, Justin Jones. And I'm so sorry. That's a pass rusher. I knew that didn't make sense. Right defensive end, Justin Jones. Good gracious. I keep getting confused between who's on offense and not. I apologize. First and 10 at the 17. Short pass, Waller, and that's complete. Waller with his 5th catch, and it's 1st and goal at the 6 for the Raiders. Making sure everything's set right. It appears it is. Raiders down 10. Just over 10 minutes left to go in this game, but the Raiders are knocking on the doorstep here. First and goal at the 6. Let's see what Coach Paul Conti has to try to punch this into the end zone. Not a great run blocking line. Not a great run stuffing defense either, though. Defense is in the 3-4. Coach Paul Conti taking his time to make this first down play. And it's a good one. Inside run up the middle. Josh Jacobs pick up a 4. The linebackers had sort of rolled to the outside of the defensive front, and Coach Paul Conti went up the middle. Could have been worse. Picked up 4. And it's second and goal at the 2. This is a big goal line stand here. Big goal line opportunity for both teams. Big difference in a field goal and a touchdown here. Second and goal at the 2. We'll see when Paul might want to sneak in a pass and when Anthony is ready to make that defensive call himself. Coach Tangora showing blitz out of the 3-4. Jacobs in the deep eye. Carr under center. And here comes the call. It's another run up the middle to Josh Jacobs, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders. That cuts it to 4 with the extra point pending. Second rushing touchdown of the day for Josh Jacobs, who has 18 for 112 in this game. All right. So here comes that extra point. We had a little chat moment. Extra point by Carlson. He does just barely, but he gets it. And that's going to make it a 3-point game. So the Chargers still lead 23-20 on the Raiders. Raiders kicking off here. It'll be 9 yards deep. Touchback. And with 9:18 to go in this game, Chargers up by 3 are going to get possession at their own 25. So offensively, they're looking for a nice long drive, chewing up clock. Justin Herbert, quarterback of the Chargers, who has a great end run card, has reached his end run limit. So that's out of play. Chargers come out in the 2 tight end formation. Need to double check what's happening in Baltimore, as that game suddenly became close a little while ago. See if we're still in that mode. And not so much. Pittsburgh picked up the last touchdown. So Pittsburgh is up by 2 touchdowns, 7+ minutes to go. Ravens with the ball at their own 36-yard line. So uphill climb for them as we head back to Vegas for this game. And a 5-yard run by Austin Eckler has given the Chargers a 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line. Still just the one turnover in this game by the Raiders. But the Raiders have the only turnover, and they have a lot more penalty yards. So those factors have certainly gone against them. And on 1st down, Raiders gets run defensively, but it's a short pass and incomplete. There is a penalty, and it is against the Chargers. So the Chargers have had quite a few of those holding penalties that I've seen today. Now 1st and 20. They're at the 43-yard line of Las Vegas. Chargers coming out in a 2 tight end formation. Defense looking pass, but it's a pitch out. Eckler going to try and get around the edge, and he does. Short gain Eckler on his card. It's pick up a 14. There is a penalty, though. Is it coming back again? It is a clipping call, and again against the Chargers. Just can't catch a break from the Zebras. Chargers up by 3. Now have a 1st and 35. 1st and 35 at their own 42-yard line. And with that, the Chargers will stay in the 2 tight end formation. The good news for the Chargers is if they have to punt, they're already up near midfield. And also, it's just 1st down. They're at their own 42. Plenty of time to get into field goal range. And all of those presume you're not going to get 35 yards on this series, but we'll see. Austin Eckler has 10 rushes for 36 yards on the day, so a good run on that carry, but not on the whole day. Here's a short pass, and that's complete for 15 yards to Jared Cook. However, you won't believe this, and stop me if you've heard this before. A holding penalty on the Los Angeles Chargers. As this farce continues, 1st and 45 yards for the Chargers at their own 32. 7.5 minutes to go in this one, up by 3. Absolutely incredible. 1st and 45. That's a new one for me. Chargers in the 2 tight end, nickel 4-2-5 here for the Raiders. Paul Conte he's pulled that 4-2-5 out in a few different situations today. Anthony going through the playbook Rolodex for his best 1st and 45 play. And that play is a hitch to Mike Williams. And that's going to be 15 yards as Mike Williams gets a result of a receiver that with snake eyes, he manages to convert to a 15-yard pickup to get to a 2nd and 30 at the 47-yard line. So Chargers still need 30 yards for a 1st down, but they're at their own 47. They can play for field goal range here maybe. A field goal would be big. Let's see what we've got here for their long range. I thought their field goal kicker was bad. It is. He really needs to get to the 32, and if he does, 2 to 9 and 12 is pretty good. But he needs 15 more yards on this. He's at 2nd and 30. He needs half of that really to get to a reasonable field goal. Chargers staying in that 2 tight end formation. Still 31-17. Pittsburgh over Baltimore now. 3 minutes left, and Pittsburgh with the ball. So that game appears to be over as Pittsburgh Looks like they're going to go ahead and defeat the Ravens to improve to 8-9, and if I'm not mistaken, clinch themselves a playoff spot. Nothing doing on a run here from Austin Eckler. It sets up a 3rd down and 30. So Coach Tangora on 2nd and 30, needing 15 for field goal range, decided to sneak in a run, maybe get a short gain or pop a good one, but he hit the 5 on Eckler's card, and that's never good on running backs. Bad time for it. 6:36 to go on this game. Chargers up by 3. They have a 3rd and 30 at their own 47-yard line. Raiders out of the dime defense. Still in 2 tight end formation for the Chargers. Would Anthony think of throwing long here on 3rd and 30? Considering a sack doesn't hurt you too much when you've got the punt coming up next. Plus, what about a defensive pass interference call? Might bail you out. There's always the interception return, but on 3rd and 30, I'd think about it. Especially when you need 15 yards to get to a reasonable field goal range. There's an off-tackle draw, and it is a 15-yard run. Off-tackle draw for 15 yards to Justin Jackson. That was on the defensive split roll, and we have a 4th and 15 at the 38-yard line. And, boy, I miscalculated. I don't know what I was thinking. I had the wrong range or something because he's still out of field goal range, really. So 4th and 15 at the Vegas 38, and he is punting. He would need a variable +1 just to get to a 2-4. So I can't fault him for this decision. Just not a good long-range kicker. And so he's looking to punt it back. Coffin corner here. Big kick. It looks like a good one. It's angling, but it went into the end zone. So close. So only an 18-yard net. And here comes your fantastic finish. Or close to it. Less than 6 minutes to go. 5:42. Vegas at home, trailing by 3 points. They have the ball 1st and 10 at their 20. And we're waiting on the formation from the offense. To highlight again, the Raiders need this win to stay alive in the playoff hunt and would be in actually pretty good shape for tiebreakers if they win it. They would be eliminated if they lose. The Chargers earn the number 1 seed if they win this game and will only get the 2 seed if they lose. So big game, a lot at stake here for both teams. And we finally have 3 wide receivers are in now for the Raiders. 1st and 10 at the 20. They're passing short to Renfro. He's got it. 12-yard completion from Carr. Renfro having a day. 7 catches, 89. Raiders 1st and 10 out to the 32. You can look at field goal range for the Raiders. Wow. Out to the 39-yard line, a 2 through 7. And pretty automatic once you get inside that. Raiders staying in the 3 wide receiver formation. Nickel defense here, square out. Brian Edwards and a 3-yard pickup on the defensive card, 2nd and 7. Inside of 5 minutes now left on this one. Same formation from both teams. So much you can attack on that Chargers defense. Not a good run defense. Zeros across the defensive front. Flat passes are zeros. It really is just absolutely amazing how well Anthony has done with a team supporting this defense. Here's a quick out pass to Darren Waller. He is double teamed. It's still good for 5. Derek Carr on his card in the double team column gets a 5-yard pass to Waller. Setting up a 2nd and 2, Vegas at their 40 now. And actually that play is wiped off as 5-yard penalty for offsides on the Chargers. So the Chargers lined up offsides. Same 5 yards, but save the down. It's 2nd and 2. 4.5 minutes left to go in this one. Field goal ties it. Raiders now into a run set, blocking back formation. Chargers drop to a 3-4, and they're running right up the middle. Josh Jacobs, that's a pickup of 6. Defense gets past. Jacobs on his card, converts 6 yards and a first down. Raiders out to their 46-yard line now. Under 4 minutes to go, 3:54. And on 1st and 10, the Raiders going back out to 3 wide receivers. Nickel defense here. It's a short pass. Renfro again. Got him again. Renfro having a day. 11 yards and a first down across midfield at the Chargers' 43-yard line. Now 3 minutes, 18 seconds left to go in this one. Chargers and Raiders, all 3 timeouts. So we're going to get an interesting, play here like we always get as teams start trying to evaluate when to look at timeouts. Three wide receivers again here on first down by the Raiders. Nickel blitz shown by Coach Tangora and the Chargers. And here's a square out to an open zone. Brian Edwards. And the result is receiver incomplete. Oh, my. Brian Edwards has actually 2 long gains on his flat pass wrong, as well as 4 other results of double digits. But he hit an incompletion and a big one for the Chargers. 2nd and 10. Raiders at the 43-yard line of Los Angeles. 2:42 left. 3 wide receivers again. Now out of the shotgun, Derek Carr. Chargers again showing blitz out of the nickel. Everybody plays differently. That would scare me, trailing by 3. I don't safety blitz as much as many of them. Here's a sideline pass to Deshaun Jackson, and nobody's in the zone. 7 yards. He gets out of bounds. It's a holding call, though, to wipe it away. This holding call, though, is on the Raiders. Back them up. So Raiders with a huge penalty to wipe away a 7-yard gain. Now 2nd and 20 for the Raiders, back across midfield into their own territory at the 47-yard line. Big penalty. Zebras getting a workout today. I need new batteries for their microphone. 3 wide receivers, shotgun formation. Chargers out of the nickel this time. The safety stays back deep. Here's a short pass. Hunter Renfro, incomplete this time. Renfro's been getting most of his targets, but he didn't quite come down with that one. An incompletion. It is 3rd and 20 now at the 47. 34-17. Steelers win in Baltimore. Closing that game. So 3rd and 20 here. The Raiders don't have to have a first down because they have 3 timeouts, 2:24. They can punt if they have to, but how many yards do you need here to consider going for it on 4th down? 3rd and 20. Near midfield, they are 3 wide receivers split out. Zay Jones in the slot. On 3rd and 20, the Chargers are going to sit in the nickel rather than the dime. Derek Carr, 31 of 41 in this game. A lot of attempts. Here's a short pass. Hunter Renfrow. And we've got an interception by the Chargers. Intercepted at the 37-yard line. Let's see about that return. There is a penalty. Holding call against the Raiders. That's going to be declined. And the Chargers take advantage of the Raiders' second turnover, an interception by Carr. And with 2:06 to go in this game, Chargers up by 3, 1st and 10 at their own 39. Big, big turnover. Both teams 3 timeouts. Chargers just need to march off 2 minutes, 6 seconds of clock to next seed in the AFC playoffs. Derek Carr hit the 11 on his card at a terrible time. 2 tight end formation. It's J.C. Jackson that gets the call as the tailback for the Chargers here. Raiders out of the 4-3. This will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Chargers going to need at least 3 first downs probably to run this clock out. See if the Raiders defense is up to the task. And penalties can change things in a heartbeat. We've just seen penalties all over the place in this game. Here's a short or a quick slant to Jared Cook and a nice pickup. 16 yards. The defense had guessed run, actually a short yardage. And that quick slant to Jared Cook goes for 16 yards. We've reached the 2-minute warning here in Vegas. Chargers up by 3, 23-20. And they have a 1st and 10 at the Las Vegas 45-yard line. And the 2-minute warning stopped the clock there, but from now on, Vegas is going to have to start burning timeouts. Let's see how willing the Chargers are to throw the ball here. They do come out in a 2 tight end formation. Eckler back in as tailback. Final 2 minutes of the regular season for both of these teams. Here's a sneak on 1st and 10 to Justin Herbert. It's going to pick up 3 on the defensive card. And that's going to bring a timeout here from the Raiders. Raiders with 2 timeouts left, 2nd and 7. Don't have the stats in front of me, but I presume that choice was about Justin Herbert's fumble rate probably being better than his tailbacks. Raiders desperately needing a stop. Down on only 3. They're still very much in this game. It's critical juncture, and they need to get a stop. They're in a 4-3 defense. Coach Paul Conti called a run defense on the last play. We'll see if he's going to stick with that. Here's a run up the middle to Justin Jackson, just 1 yard. Raiders will burn their 2nd timeout. And so it's 3rd and 6 at the 41. And so really at this point, if you get a 1st down, that pretty much does it. And so you're not in field goal range. You got to figure that this is the place that you might be willing to be aggressive offensively. You hate to not make the Raiders burn that last time out, but I think when you're 6 yards away from clinching the game and the number 1 seed, I think you need to be willing to throw this. We'll see what Anthony does, but he strikes me as a guy that's going to live on the edge on that. He's coming out in a 2 tight end formation. Eckler's out, though. Justin Jackson is the tailback. Jackson, not quite the receiver that Eckler is. Gets that A-rated yak off the field. Raiders in a 4-3. Huge third down coming up right here. And it's a pitch out. Justin Jackson needs 6 yards. Going around the edge, and he's got himself an 8-yard pickup. The Chargers ran around the left side where the guard and tackle both run block at a 5. 5 on the white dice. And an 8-yard pickup running around Rashawn Slater for a first down. Raiders take their last time out, 1:37 to go. And the Chargers should be able to just take a knee and run this out, I'm pretty sure. There's the first knee. Yeah, we're going to run the clock out here. Feel free to join broadcast, fellas. No pressure. Imagine we'll see Anthony most likely as he takes another knee here. Chargers improved to 13-4 on the year. Best record in the AFC, and they have secured the number 1 seed. 2 seed goes to the Patriots. 3 seed goes to the Colts. 4 seed to the Ravens. 5 seed to the Jaguars. 6 and 7 seeds, stay tuned. But right now, the Broncos and Steelers are looking pretty good with 8 wins apiece. Was that? Let's bring it back up. Then I have to actually do it that way. All right, with that one, the league manager. Actually, I probably closed it too soon. I'm not even going to have access to the box score. Yep, that's what I get. We'll see. We'll give it a chance here. That's too bad. That was my fault for closing it too quickly. I assume we'll see Anthony here in a second. But we can certainly look at playoff standings. Until Anthony shows up, we can see here that you're 13-4 here. You're 12-5 here with the Patriots winning. Dolphins lost. That terminated their playoff hopes. Let's make sure nobody's there still. And there is. Anthony is in the house. Congratulations, Anthony. How you doing?
Thanks, Tim. Doing okay. I'll get my headset on here.
I accidentally made a mistake of closing your game right before it got to 0. And that meant that I couldn't go open the league manager, get the box score. So I don't have it in front of me anymore. But obviously a big win in that one. Talk about that last sequence there.
Well, it was. Did you notice all the subs by chance? I subbed out anybody I wouldn't need for a line buck. So I just kept Corey Littleton in the center for a number of those plays. Took out Mike Williams, took out Rashawn Slater, took out everybody except, and I got Eckler out of there, who has a bad fumble anyway. Well, not bad fumble, worse fumble than Jackson. Herbert should be protected from injury. He has enough attempts where, it's mostly going to be out for the game. Mostly. Be very rare for him to do more. Same thing with Keenan Allen. And, I guess that's something to mention, right? So the injury chart's going to look at the number of attempts as a quarterback, the number of receptions of a receiver. It's going to divide it by a number, and that's going to give it an injury rating. Each player gets an injury rating. Skill players do. And that injury rating goes up on a chart, and that determines how long they're out. So your guys who are huge volume guys have a much less chance to be knocked out for a while. Now, the game doesn't execute that chart perfectly, as Dennis Crowley will tell you. But generally, that's how it works. So anyway, I took out the skill guys, except I brought them back on 3rd and 6. And because I thought
I was talking about that play, that it was a time to be aggressive.
I was
talking about that play as a time to be aggressive, but you didn't pass it. I thought you might.
Well, I was aggressive in that I brought Rashawn Slater back into the game. And lo and behold, he made the key block on a 5.
He did. He sure did. I called that block. I didn't see that you had subbed him out. I'm always looking at so many things. I missed a lot of that sub action you're describing, interestingly. But yeah, you're right. He made the key block on the run that sealed the game for you.
Yep, and when he was gone 2 games in the last quarter of the season here, and that really hurt the Chargers. I had to protect him. He's a 5'7", but brought him in for that play, and he got the game winner. And this game was a battle of the referees to a large extent. We have 2 highly penalized
penalties in this game. You had a 1st and 45. I've never seen that, buddy. I was making a comment about you pulling out your Rolodex for your best 1st and 45 play call.
With all my Herbert end runs gone.
Yep.
And I just hit a Keenan Allen long pass, right? I just hit a Keenan Allen long pass, put me in the field goal range, feeling good about life, and then I get a hold, a clipping, and a hold, and I'm like, oh boy, hold on tight. This is not looking good. And I'm just thinking, okay, well, maybe Jackson can hit his plus 75. Maybe I can get, because he doesn't have short gains, but he has a plus 32. If I can just get him plus 32 range for the off tackle, I mean, that's and that's where it got to. It got to 3rd and 30, and I went after that off tackle, which would have been a contained problem for the plus 75, but I could have hit the plus 32. Instead, I hit the plus 15, which is not what I wanted to hit. Because that killed my punt positioning.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold,
I had done my math wrong. I thought 15 got you exactly where you wanted, and I'd done the math wrong and realized, oh, you're still out of field goal range. That doesn't help at all.
And killed punt
positioning. I had you on the opposite
47
or something like that. I don't know.
Yep.
But
and then I missed the coffin corner by a yard. But the refs helped me out. I mean, he got into my territory, as he often does. Joey Bosa
also had the game's only 2 turnovers too.
Yes.
In fact, that last turnover, it was you were staring at possibly field goal, or you were looking at a touchdown to take the lead. The Raiders kind of they were on your side of the field making some noise, plenty of time, and really the kind of amount of time left that if you take your time, you could almost run the clock out. Not really, you'd probably, but it could post you to use some timeouts and stuff. You kind of had the initiative a little bit there, but you're always safer, even if they have the initiative, when you've got the lead, and you prove that by getting the pick.
And Paul had a little pressure on him about melting the clock because Jacobs only had 3 carries left. Oh, yeah. So if he's looking to milk it down and he doesn't get a 3rd down conversion and he's out of carries for Jacobs and he's looking at overtime as best case, then he's got Peyton Barber. So because Kenyon Drake is out, and Kenyon Drake, by the way, doesn't run well either. I mean, it's Jacobs or nobody on that team. So, for the most part, I mean, Drake is better than Barber, but so he had a little pressure in terms of he kind of needed to throw. He needed to save a couple carries for OT. And I think that may have caused it a little bit, but got the big penalty, made it 2nd and 20, picked up a big incompletion on 2nd and 20. He was hitting his short passes left and right. That made it 3rd and 20.
Especially. It seemed like every time he targeted Renfro, he'd get the number.
And then that's where we've got the Carr pick, 2 through 6, 11, 12. And hit the 11, I think. That was a tough decision whether to return it or not, but I figured, it's 50% chance I'm returning this. He's getting the ball back here. 50% that I can get a 1st down. And if that. So I wanted some yards to get in better punt positioning under the assumption, and I decided to return it. Thankfully, I didn't fumble. So there we go. Another very lucky Chargers win. I mean, really. I mean, come on. This is getting a little bit ridiculous. This team is not.
I was about to ask you, when you looked at the defensive cards in September, and they came in the mail, could you have ever envisioned securing the number 1 seed as you have tonight with those cards defense?
No, never. I mean, really good offense, but I mean, the offense the thing about the offense is it can shoot itself in the foot with those holding penalties. And it always seemed to happen.
You have a good offense, but other than Eckler, you lack some, and Parham a little bit, you lack some opportunities, and your offensive line is okay at pass blocking, but not so great at run blocking. And I guess on the left side, they do pretty good, though.
It's a great. I mean, the offensive cards. You couldn't ask for much more. I mean, it's all said and done because even you got Parham, you got Eckler, who are A and B, but then Williams and Guyton's flat pass cards are great. I mean, I hit a long
that's
gain
true.
against you. I mean, Williams and Guyton both have flat pass long gains on there, and so and Williams' card is really strong. So there's 4 good guys there, and then Keenan Allen. Oh, by the way, I mean sometimes you don't need 20 yards. Sometimes you need 5. Sometimes you need and he's got
He's great at
double
that.
team receptions. He's
And Herbert's got such a good
he's a
card.
maxed out flat. Yeah, and Herbert does have a strong card. I mean,
Love
a
that card.
little high in the picks, but he doesn't
So
fumble. Then
the
he can run.
AFC playoff field, I think the AFC playoff field is 100% set right now. Would you like to see it?
Oh, I would. Who are the
There it
Pats
comes.
facing?
Here it comes. Let's put it up here for you. We'll go here. We'll go here and here. So 13-4, Chargers have locked in the 1 seed. 12-5, Patriots locking in your 2. Colts 11-6, locking in the 3. Ravens 9-8 is what I need to change that to. Locking in the 4. Jaguars lock in the 5 at 8-9. The only thing I need to change is these reverse. Steelers are on top of the Broncos there. So that means our playoff matchups, unless I'm mistaken, and all of this is unofficial, it needs to be double checked. Wait a minute. Hang on. I said it was set, but hang on.
Titans have to play, right? I mean, if Titans go
So
to 8-9,
I thought I already figured this. I looked at it while we were closing up a second ago. Let me just double check it. It says here that if the Broncos, Steelers, and Titans all tie, it's Steelers and Titans. So I stand corrected. It is not finalized because it comes down to what you see here. Unless the Titans win, and let's be honest, they are playing the winless Texans. So as long as the Titans can put away a winless Texans team, they will replace the Broncos here as the 7th seed. Otherwise, that one is set.
And look, Pete, I haven't faced your squad, so I'm not. I have faced the Broncos twice. Okay, so I come from a big pool there and watch them because they're in the AFC West. I don't want to play the Broncos, Dennis. If you're the Patriots, you don't want to play the Broncos. Trust me on that. They don't turn the ball over. They can run. They can pass. The defense is good enough. You don't want to
sweat me. Yeah, I'm convinced. I'm with you. I wouldn't want them.
And I don't want them in there as the lowest seed. If they advance, then that's who the Chargers would face. Now that being said, Pete, Derrick Henry, hello.
But at the same time,
defense. So I mean,
if the Broncos are here and they advance, that means they eliminated the Patriots. Wouldn't you take that?
Look, I played the Broncos twice, and I was lucky to win both those games. Lucky.
Well, you played the Patriots once.
More luck than what you just saw.
Yeah.
So I think they match up, pretty well. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to face Derrick Henry either. So, I mean, who does? Right?
Yeah. No one enjoys that. But I agree with you. Denver kind of has you just have the right combination of card strengths that I think are and they're a scary team, and they made quick work of me twice. They weren't 1-score games. He did real good against me, so I can understand why it would be nervous to play him. Looks like somebody named Mike was trying to connect, but I can't see them. But anyway, so that's that's where we're at on the playoff field.
So we're done tonight. We were the last one to finish.
Yeah,
we're the first one to start and the last one to finish.
Yeah, the you guys had a lot of technical difficulties. Obviously, the Ravens ended up winning 34-17. The Steelers ended up winning 34-17. Ravens kept pace for a while, but with Tyler Huntley at quarterback, it limited some of what they could do. Obviously,
any injuries there that you saw?
Not that I saw, but on all games tonight, I was in and out quite a bit.
So I lost Justin Jones.
I saw that one
through the championship game.
Which, and he's the only. Well, no, you're only out for. That's right. He's out for 2 games, so it would be the championship game. You're right.
If
I forgot we don't heal. I forgot we don't heal injuries for your bye week, and so yeah, you're right. He will be out until the title game.
Overall, the title game. Yeah, I mean, overall, I have to feel lucky to escape with nothing major.
Right. I agree.
Because Jones is a 0-3. You know, he'll be replaced with a 0-1. He wasn't going to sack anybody anyway. So, you know, Tillery's a 4, you know, on the other side. So of the two you're going to lose, you lose Jones. Okay. You know, could have been worse. Adderley went down like the first play of the game, but he just was out for the game. So he'll be back. And my right guard, a 0-7, just out for the game as well. So suffered 3 injuries in the game, 1 that go into next week. The Cleveland, who's been eliminated now, right?
Yes, they have.
Yeah, okay. They had a pretty important injury with Batonio going out, but I guess that doesn't matter now. So what does the coach of year look like in the AFC, Tim?
You know, so I guess that means that the Broncos, so like if we assume, and I don't want to assume, but Titans are playing a winless team. If the Titans advance by winning and the Broncos then are eliminated, the Broncos then become the only AFC coach of the year participant, which I guess I could do you a solid and make it so that I'm not the only one seeing that as I explain it. So the Broncos are technically already qualified, and they're the only one that can make it. So if the Titans were to lose, the AFC does not have as a coach of the year participant this year at all. And whoever wins in the AFC will be NFC will be crowned champion.
And who's in the NFC?
In the NFC, there are 4 already there. Giants were eliminated out of the playoffs, and so now they're in there. Lions, Panthers, and Bears, all 4 have clinched their spot.
And the seeding is win-loss record or differential seeding?
Say that again?
Is the seeding win-loss or differential?
The seeding, as I recall, was differential. That's what I did. Because the Constitution says it's at commissioner discretion, but that's typically how I've done that.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
Like, for example, if the Jaguars hadn't made it, they were so far over, you know, like the Giants, they're 4 wins over. So the Giants would probably be the number 1 seed in the NFC, is what it looks like. Yeah.
And then the
AFC tomorrow,
playoff picture.
Tomorrow in the NFC, we have a big game. Some people may recall that today when I put playoff scenarios out there, I indicated that here's the layout if the Falcons win, and here's the layout if the Falcons lose, because it really takes it in 2 completely different directions. Well, Falcons are up next. There's only 1 game tomorrow. It's Falcons Saints. So that's an opportunity tomorrow for that Thursday game to kind of be the trigger that sends us in one of 2 directions on that playoff tracker that I laid out today. So we'll have Falcons and Saints tomorrow. The Saints were unfortunately eliminated as well. The 8-8 teams fell off. So they're all out of it in the NFC. That was, bound to happen as I looked at it.
So Falcons win and they're in. Is that right?
Falcons win and they're in. The only question I have right now is if the Falcons lose, are they in? And I believe I figured out that they are. If the Falcons lose to the Saints,
that lessens the drama a little bit.
Well, no, that's not true. If the Falcons lose to the Saints and the 49ers beat the Rams, then the wild cards would be 49ers, Cardinals, and Rams. So the Falcons can still be eliminated or they can win their division.
Such is life in the NFC South. Probably for the next while. Yeah. I mean, who are the quarterbacks left in the NFC South? I mean, who are the quarterbacks? You've got the rookie in Atlanta. You've got
Brady.
Darnold. I mean, next year, yeah, but I'm talking about the year after that.
We don't know. Yeah, well, who knows?
Tampa, who knows? And then who's the 4th team down there?
Falcons. Mariota's probably gone. It's going to be Ritter.
Yeah,
Desmond Ritter.
It's going to be Ritter. Yeah.
And the Saints. That's going to be what?
Dalton is the best quarterback.
Yeah.
Dalton might be the best quarterback. I mean, today in the NFC South as we speak.
I don't think I would argue against that point. I actually kind of like the Red Rifle. I think you can do a lot worse.
Interesting.
Well, Anthony, listen, congratulations on your big win tonight and on your big season. Obviously, we'll be covering it through the postseason. And, no excuses. I'm still going to need your help getting through all these playoff games. We got to broadcast some of these things.
Oh yeah,
Everybody, that's probably a good time to let everybody know that certainly as the postseason comes, a higher standard, highest standard possible for making sure that you keep us in the loop and communication as early as possible on when those playoff games are going to be played, because it is our hope to broadcast as many of them as possible, if not all of them. So
yeah, every single one is the.
I think we got them all last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's what
between the
we
two of
do.
us.
So please, if on the West Coast guys, don't schedule them for, 10 Pacific, please.
Well, I will tell you this. I just happen to be a person that if the game is 10 p.m. to 1 in the morning, I'm your man. If your game is at 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., I'm your man. I pull weird hours. I'm up at 4 a.m. every night. I sleep in 3-hour shifts kind of throughout the day and night. So
the week after next, the week that I guess I'll have a game, I'll be traveling a lot that week. I'll probably need to get the game in pretty quickly. Maybe that Monday, the 13th, that sort of thing.
Or I could sub for you, Anthony. Listen,
right.
Playoff game there. I am free. I don't have anything to do in this playoff season.
We'll just getting that on the radar because and also for broadcast purposes as well.
Yeah. No, that's a good heads up, and you'll want to just keep track of as soon as you know who your opponent is. I'm sure I don't have to tell you; you'll be jumping right on that. So.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you, Tim,
congratulations on the 1 seed and Falcons Saints tomorrow. The USFFL rolls on. We'll see you later, guys.
See you.
Yep. And that'll do it. We appreciate you joining the USFFL. And until next time, we are out.